unhinged friend screamed at me and accused me of stalking her in a BBQ party. Everyone knew the truth and she made a fool out of herself. I have actually known Russell for about a decade now. Jill thinks Russell has a crush on her and always talks about him like he is some sort of Hercules. In reality, Russell and I have slept together in the past and continue to do so. I don't share my SX life with people, and Jill has been told by Russ that he doesn't like her, has other interests, and really would prefer she kept it cool. Russ invited Jill to a BBQ and told her to tell me, and two other girls, Megan and Tina. Jill told them, but not me. Megan finally asked me for a ride to the BBQ and asked if I had made anything. I called Russell and asked him. He said I was invited and was surprised I didn't know. He told Jill 3 weeks ago since we were all really close. I brought Megan and Jill freaks out at the BBQ, accusing me of stalking her, trying to embarrass her. She was trying to hook up with Russ the whole night. She pretty much screamed at me until Megan and I left, Tina staying to calm her down. I am not sure what to do about this. I like Jill, but I am not sure what made her freak out on me like this. I am not sure why she thinks she can talk to me like that. I am not sure why she thinks she can talk to me like that. After some reflection, I think I figured out what triggered her outburst. Apparently, Jill found out Russ and I are having SX. Russ thinks his roommate Pete told her, which makes sense since Pete doesn't like Jill. She keeps showing up when Russ is out, leaving baked goods and notes, demanding Pete give them to Russ. Pete probably said something like, Russ is fucking Lily, which explains her freak out at the BBQ. She likely felt everyone knew she liked him and thought I was mocking her. While that's not true, I understand how it looked that way. Most people expect to be told off when they encroach on another girl's man, but since I don't view Russ as my love property and have other people I'm sleeping with, I didn't see anything wrong with Jill pursuing him. If they worked out, then they worked out. I made a mistake and will handle things differently going forward. But Russ and I have decided to continue sleeping together. I told him he needs to text invitations directly rather than relying on word of mouth, which was causing problems. He agreed and sent a mass text about a movie night at his place. The lesson learned was to communicate more openly. Russ admitted he did invite me to the BBQ but thought Jill or Megan would tell me. He wasn't sure where we stand as FWB and wanted to hang out one-on-one without it feeling like a date. I simply told him if he wants to hang out, he can ask me directly. If I say no, I'm probably just busy. We've worked through that issue and I think we'll be better friends for it, even if we're sometimes naked friends. Jill and I are no longer friends. My decision because I don't think we'll recover from this. I went to Megan's to get my things back from Jill, including kitchen items, clothes, boots, and DVDs. When Megan knocked on Jill's door, Jill asked why she wanted the stuff. Megan said I was waiting in the kitchen. Jill got my things and threw them at me, telling me never to come back. She tried keeping my boots because she thought I was a lying, shitty friend, but I refused to leave without them. She eventually returned them, asking why I liked humiliating her. I explained that what Russ does with his love life is up to him. If he wanted to date her, I wouldn't have stopped him because I just enjoy the SX. Russ and I were friends before she met him and have been sleeping together for years. Jill said she was half in love with Russ, and if I were a good friend, I would have backed off. She blamed me for Russ asking her to stop coming around and claimed I always did this to her. When I asked for examples, she mentioned Andrew from last year, saying she had liked him when he was trying to date me. That's actually why I stopped sleeping with Andrew. Jill demanded to know how many guys I'm sleeping with. I told her it was none of her business, and that if she likes a guy who says no, she needs to accept it rather than continuing to pursue them. No one owes her information about their love or SX life. I've known her long enough to understand I don't discuss SX partners. I don't kiss and tell. Jill told me to stop coming by. I said I wasn't ending my friendship with Megan, but wouldn't show up at her house without reason. I made it clear I didn't intend to continue being friends with her because she had crossed lines and it wasn't working for fundamental reasons. She didn't apologize, and neither did I. Geez, and neither did I. I did say I hoped we could be civil to one another if we ran into each other in the future. I meant it sincerely. She said it would be fine because we wouldn't be seeing one another. She said if I was a good person, I would tell Russ I was not going to be at his parties anymore. I told her again that was not happening. Russ and I would continue to keep our FWB, or as long as we wanted. I would not back out of any group activities, and her screaming and freaking out was the reason she was no longer invited. If Russ changed his mind, I would be civil. But I was done with the drama and she could do as she liked. But I was not going to bring this up again, talk about it with people, or even slander her. I hope she would do the same. She told me fat chance. She said she would tell everyone I fucked Russ to spite her. I told her most everyone already knew what happened. Russ told them he turned her down so she could make a fool of herself all she wanted. Then I left.